Today I'm presenting a new information about Botox. Well, it's relatively new. It's an idea that I came up with actually only about 2 weeks ago that I haven't formally presented except at a meeting over the weekend. I presented to about 500 estheticians and spa industry personnel at the 2009 Aesthetics Congress here in Dallas. But I want to encapsulate a smaller tidbit of it that's brand new in many respects that was only presented at that forum to save you about 27 minutes of looking at the whole idea. And remember that I really focus on long-term Botox gains. So I want to talk to you a different way of understanding long-term Botox gains. Now I hope you can see this graphic that's appearing on your screen. If you don't see it, I didn't do a good job of putting it on the screen. The idea is the first time you do Botox, you have this wow effect. Wow, it looks really, really good. And then when the Botox fades away, you go, oh, it's not so good. And then what happens in most times is you go to a doctor, they don't really give you consistency. So you go back when it fades off, it doesn't look so good, you get a little bit more and it makes you look good again, wow effect, and it goes down. I almost call that a Botox addiction. You get this, oh, it looks great, doesn't look good, looks great, doesn't look good, looks great, doesn't look good. And in my opinion, that's a roller coaster ride. So how do we get over the roller coaster ride? Well, what we focus on is long-term gains. How do we do that? Well, if you see the first part of the graphic, you get a really, really good result. And then when it goes down, it goes almost back to normal. But if you wait too long, it'll go all the way back to normal. But if you can capture it in a cycle every 3 months, remember that Botox heals the skin and reduces muscle bulk so the muscles look smoother, the skin looks cleaner, the collagen starts to heal. So when you dip the second time, it doesn't dip as much. And then the second time it goes up, it actually gets a little better than even your first one because you're getting some of the cumulative gains from your first one into your second one, and you're getting an improvement here. And then as you dip, you actually dip a little less if you stay consistent. And then the third time you do it, you get a little even better result kick at 2 or 3 weeks, and your dip actually gets less, and you get actually better and better improvements if you can be able to stay consistent where the Botox is not 100% gone by your second round. And you can actually not only get better and better improvements with the Botox, but you get less and less deficiencies during a time when the Botox is faded. So your result gets actually almost like there is in that roller coaster. You get smoother and smoother. And when you get to a point after about 1 or 2 or maybe sometimes 3 years, if you really haven't started Botox until it's too late, or when the wrinkles are really, really bad, then you get to a point where it maybe take me 2 years to get you to that plateau. But when you're plateauing, even when the Botox is gone or when it's present, it's a little bit better when it's present, but it's not like, oh, I crash and burn, I look terrible, because I've gotten to the point where there's profound healing in the skin. So that fluctuation becomes less and less. And I always say it's almost like exercise, because if you can, let's say, tone your muscles in the sense of being at the gym and you can get better and better and stronger, even if you stop working out for a month, you're still very toned, your muscles are good, your heart is strong. But if you wait a long, long time, your muscles start to get worse, you start to gain weight, it starts to go downhill. So that's very similar to Botox, but in reverse, because instead of building muscles, I'm softening muscles. Instead of, forcing everything, I'm healing the skin. So you get those long-term gains if you do it consistently enough over the first 1 or 2 years, and you can almost coast a little bit, and you're not going to drop down to nothing. A good example is Vasilka, who's actually filming this video with me. She did 1.5 years with Botox with me, got everything healed. She got pregnant, had a baby, 9 months, and then also many months of breastfeeding. She couldn't have Botox. The skin still looked good. She didn't have the wrinkles come back. She only just started with me a few months ago after the baby was born, and I didn't have to bring her back to ground zero or baseline. She was already way up here because of the consistency that she did for about 1 year to 1.5 years before she got pregnant. So it's a great idea of thinking about eliminating the addiction, eliminating the roller coaster, and bringing it to sort of a long-term elevated plateau over that first 1 or 2 years of consistent Botox usage.